Hello grade 7, how are you today? I hope you are enjoying your time at home. Today we'll be talking about a new grammatical rule about adjectives. So let's start. Now here before I go to my main point, let me revise some more important facts about adjectives. Now first, what adjectives? What are adjectives? Adjectives are words that describe the qualities or states of being of nouns, like enormous, dog-like, silly, yellow, fun, fast. They can also describe the quantity of nouns, many, few, millions, 11. Now, if you want to, for example, describe a flower, you can say a beautiful flower, a handsome guy. And this is the way we use adjectives. And usually adjectives modify nouns, as we have studied since grade 1. Okay, adjectives are always modifying nouns, but can they describe verbs? Now we will see. First, let me read these examples for you. Margot wore a beautiful hat to the pie eating contest. A beautiful is an adjective that refers to the noun hat. Furry dogs. Furry is an adjective, refers to the dog. My cake should have 16 candles. The scariest villain of all time is Darth Vader. The scariest here is a superlative adjective that describes the noun villain. Okay, so these adjectives are easy to spot. It is very easy to find them. Why? Because they are coming directly before the noun. Now, can we use adjectives with verbs? Now, let me tell you something. Now, sometimes we can use adjectives with certain verbs, like the verb to be, or verbs represents our senses, like taste, smell, and feel, or see, for example. So here we have some examples to make it more clear for you. Now, number 1, the cow sure is happy. Okay, so is a verb to be, but we use the adjective happy after is, so we can use adjectives with certain verbs. Now, it smells. So with the verb smell, we use adjectives. It smells grass. Driving is faster than walking. Now, faster is an adjective that was used with the verb is, and it is a comparative adjective. So in this case, we call this kind of adjectives like predicate adjectives when we use adjectives with verbs. Now, what are the uses of adjectives? Adjectives actually tell the reader how much or how many of something you are talking about, which thing you want to pass to you, or which kind of something you want. Now, here I will make it more clear for you by reading these examples. Now, please use 3 white flowers in the arrangement. Now here, 3 white, these are 2 adjectives described 1 noun, which is flowers. So here we are talking about what? About the number or the quantity of the noun, which is a 3, and the characteristic of this noun, which is white. So again, 3 and white are modifying flowers. Now, in case we are using more than 1 adjective, we need to use commas between adjectives. Like, I'm looking for a small, good-tempered dog. In case we have 3 adjectives, I'm looking for a small, good, and furry dog to keep as a pet. My new dog is small and good-tempered. Here, we formed the same sentence, but in another formation. We used and here to separate the adjectives. Now, do we have degrees of comparison between adjectives? Yes, of course we have. Adjectives usually come in 3 forms: the absolute form, the comparative, and superlative. What is the absolute form? It is the simplest form of adjectives, when you use 1 adjective to describe 1 single noun without adding er or without adding est, because in this form you are not comparing one to a group of things, or you are not comparing 2 different things. So like a cool guy, a messy desk. Now, the second degree is the comparative adjectives. The comparative adjectives usually are used to describe 2 different people, 2 different places, 2 different items, etc. Now, if we have a short adjective, we usually add the suffix er to the adjective. And in case we have a long adjective, we usually add more. And of course, in both cases, we need to use than. Now here, like a cooler guy, this is a correct sentence. Okay, but we need to complete it. A cooler guy. A more mischievous cat. Now let's talk about the superlative adjectives. Superlative adjectives are used to compare an item or a person within a whole group. So we are not comparing many things or two different things. No, we are comparing one, or we're talking about one, comparing it to the whole group. Now, in case we have a short adjective, we need to use est to add the suffix est. And in case we have a long adjective, we need to use the most, like the coolest guy, the messiest desk, or the most mischievous cat. Now, participle adjectives. What are the participle adjectives? Participle adjectives, in case we add ed or ing to the adjectives, we call them participle adjectives. Now, some participle participles or participle adjectives like bored or boring can be used as adjectives. These are used in a slightly different way from normal adjectives. We usually use the past participle ending with ed to talk about how someone feels. Like, I was really bored during the flight. Now, this flight caused this feeling for you, or made you feel the feeling of boring. Okay, so basically you are not boring, but the flight made you feel this, or give you this sense of feeling. She is interested in history. Okay, she is really interesting in history. This is wrong. Okay, because she's interested means she likes history. John frightened of spiders. Okay, because he has, this is a characteristic, a quality that he have. Okay, he has, sorry. We usually use the present participle by adding ing to the adjective to talk about the person, the thing, or the situation itself. I read a really interesting book. The book originally or basically is very interesting. So that's why we added ing. Now, I was interested by the book. Interested here because you are talking about your feelings. You used ed, but in case you are talking about something or a place or the situation in itself, you have to add ing to the adjective. Many people find spiders frightening, so they are frightened when they see spiders. So again, this is the difference. If you want to describe your feelings, use ed. If you want to describe something in itself, or if you want to describe yourself, a place or something, you have to add ing. Now, I'm boring is very different from I'm bored. I'm boring means I cause other people to be bored. This is not good. Here are some examples of when one person causes a feeling in another person. I was talking to such a boring guy at the party. So that guy is very boring. He talked about himself for an hour. She's really interesting woman. She lived all over the world and speaks 5 languages. My maths teacher at school was really frightening. He was always shouting at the students because this teacher has something in his character. Okay, so his students think that he's very frightening. These participle adjectives make their comparative. We can compare them by use the comparative form of these adjectives by using what? By using more. And the superlative form is by using most. That's it for today. Your homework is doing question 3 in your course book, page 128. This is Teacher Rana with you. Teacher Rana was with you. I wish you all the best to grade 7. Cannot wait to see you.